Hey everybody, Reptar here bringing you another Nuke game along with my top 10 CODs of the previous decade. The game you see in the background, this is one of my more intense nukes. My team was completely destroying the other and we about defconned them at the end of the game, but on my M4 I'm using the Corvus Custom Marksman Barrel, the Tactical Suppressor, Stippled Grip Tape, Operator Reflex Sight, and 60 round mags. But just jumping straight into the list, unless you want to see the actual nuke streak, it starts at 3 minutes 33 seconds if you just want to jump ahead. But starting off with number 1, I have Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 2 had the best maps in the series. It had Raid, Slums, Standoff. It even had League Play. I didn't play too much of League Play, but it was awesome for it to just come out. Then we had Search and Destroy. It was absolutely amazing. I would play with my friends all day. They had incredible guns. The PDW, the Scorpion Evo, the FAL with Select Fire, had the DSR, the M8, the AN94, the SCAR, the MP7, the Vector, MSMC, A70, KSG. There were some stupid things like the Bouncing Betties with shock charges. That was totally just busted in the beginning of the game. But they also had the greatest C4 of all time. I had almost 10,000 kills with the C4. It was pretty stupid, but you could just chuck those things across the map, and it was pretty funny. The pre-patch Black Hat was actually something I thought was hilarious, when you could just look up in the sky and take all the enemies' kill streaks or care packages and all sorts of stuff. But this game also had the introduction of Hardpoint, which is by far like the greatest thing or game mode that they could have added, because it's in all the competitive deserts played nowadays and stuff. We also had amazing kill streaks. We had the VSAT, the Dog, Swarm, Lodestar, Stealth Chopper, Hellstorm, and the Lightning Strike, which were all absolutely amazing. Moving on to number 2, I have Black Ops 1. I love this game. It was pretty much the first one I started playing online. It had amazing maps like Firing Range, Nuketown, Summit. And it also had amazing guns like the FAMAS. It had the AK-74, the Commando, Galil, the normal AK-47, and it had the SPAS-12, which I thought was just absolutely crazy, along with like silly guns like the crossbow. And then the cool thing was like the ballistic knife. I thought that was a great addition to the game. It had amazing kill streaks too. The Blackbird, Chopper Gunner, and Dogs, probably one of the most used setups I can think of throughout Call of Duty history. But it did have some annoying things. Ghost was always active, so you never would see people in UAV. It kind of made it useless to use. And I do have to say, the zombies was one of it was amazing. It was so fun. I'm not really including zombies in this list just because I think it's something I don't play a whole lot. But I gotta say, the zombies in Black Ops 1 was pretty awesome. And it was pretty cool. You could buy like the camos in the game, so you could just buy. I remember there was a gold camo for 50,000 like credits in the game, which was pretty awesome. I'd love to see a return to that in future Call of Duties. But also, it had some of the coolest prestige icons in my personal opinion. I think the 14th and 15th prestige icons from Black Ops 1 are pretty amazing. So Modern Warfare 3 comes in at the 3rd spot here, and I love this game because of Specialist. I think Specialist really gave it a leg on a couple other games in here. Everything was just so good, especially if you had the pro perks. It was just crazy. But the guns in this game were so memorable. It had the MP7, the ACR, the MSR, the Barrett, the Striker, the USAS, the RSAS, which is an exception. If you had a fast trigger finger, it was amazing. And me and one of my friends, we would use that and kind of cheese people because it was like a 2-shot kill and shot faster than pretty much every other gun in the game. No fire rate cap or anything. But it also had amazing maps like Dome, Arcaden, Hard Hat, Resistance, Bootleg, Mission. And it's just that's just a crazy amount to have in a game. And if you look at Modern Warfare we have now, it's tough. Like the map selection is just tough, which I'll get into on another day. But the weapon perks were pretty cool too. Running 2 attachments or less kick. It was just pretty cool. And then it also had great game modes like Drop Zone, which was Sniper's Paradise. It was pretty cool. And it also had Infected. It was like the introduction of Infected, which Infected was so fun. You would just play for hours and hours and never really get bored of it. Enemy UAV overhead. So coming in at number 4, we have Black Ops 3. the best like advanced movement game, I would say. I didn't think it was too bad or anything. I didn't love the advanced movement, but I also didn't have a scuff controller at the time, so that really would have helped me. But I didn't, and you know, I do now, and it changes the game completely. So shout out to Scuff for really changing the game. But this game, Black Ops 3, had some pretty cool stuff. Like it had the Dark Matter grind, and the Dark Matter grind was one of my favorite things to do for the past few games. Like every game I would try to go for the highest camo, you know, every gold, everything. But it had some pretty cool game modes like Safeguard and Uplink, and Safeguard was really cool because you could just drag the game out, and I remember having several 100+ games just because we would abuse how you could control the game. It was just kind of crazy. I don't really miss it. I wouldn't ask for it in the next Black Ops or whatever's coming for 2020, but it did have its cons. You know, it had overwhelming amount of microtransactions. Like everything was locked behind a paywall, all the cool guns and stuff. But I mean, besides that, I mean, the actual guns that came in the game were pretty darn good. Like you had the VMP, the Kuda, the HVK, the M8, the Locust, the Man of War. I mean, the list goes on of guns that were pretty memorable and just hit absolutely amazingly. Now coming in at number 5, I have Modern Warfare 2019, and initially I had this game really like low on my list. I hated it. I hated it for a while, and I've recently come to terms with it. However, I see what the future can hold for this game, like, and I'll make a whole video on what I think will help this game. But I'll just kind of leave it at that. I'll move on to the next one. So coming in at number 6, I have Black Ops 4. This game was super fast. I mean, I swear, I felt like I was always sweating, like running around like a maniac. Everything was intense. The assist method was kind of weird, where it was a lot like Overwatch, which I love Overwatch, so it was kind of cool, but it made you get streaks super easy, which, I mean, I like that, but then I didn't really feel like I got all the kills. But the blackout mode was absolutely amazing. I didn't play it a whole lot just because, you know, I didn't have many people to play with, so it wasn't as fun. But when I did actually have people to play with, it was so fun. I mean, I loved it. But the 150 health is something I don't really like, because it just took too long to kill people. I mean, it was insane. Like it just, like, I would just shoot people and they'd turn around a corner and just run away and then come back out with full health, and then I'm doing the same thing, and it's just these fights that take forever. But the specialists were straight up cheese. I mean, you had, like, I hated Torque and his microwave of doom. Oh my gosh, you would just get killed across the map with it, it seemed like. But this game also had pretty stupid microtransactions. I don't really know why they put this stuff in the game. Again, I mean, I understand it's to make money, but still, it's just stupid. Like, and then to have a complete overhaul later on, like after Modern Warfare's come out, they go in and change the way they do it. Which, I mean, shout out to Treyarch for implementing that, or Activision allowing them to do that. But here we go, moving on to the next one. So number 7, I have on here World War II post 6 months. So initial World War II, I don't even know where I'll put it in this list. I didn't like it much. I thought it was kind of stupid. I did like the Car 98. I thought that thing was absolutely ridiculous, and it was so cheesy. However, you know, after 6 months, they changed the game. They brought back, like, specialists. They had the requisition rework, and they made fun maps like the Sandbox. But it also had some absolute trash maps. I mean, it had some terrible stuff, like the USS Texas and Gustav Cannon were a complete joke. Like, I can't explain how much I hate USS Texas or Gustav Cannon. Both were stupid. It was literally trash. But I mean, it did have, like, terrible kill streaks as well. So I don't know. There's not too much good I can say about this game. I just personally didn't enjoy it a whole lot. Coming in at number 8, I have COD Ghost. I think this game had really boring maps, and the colors just absolutely sucked. And the perk setup was kind of weird. I don't know how I felt about the perk setup. I thought those were just strange. It had a super fast time to kill, and I don't know. That's pretty much it. Number 9, I got Advanced Warfare, and honestly, man, Advanced Warfare was just crazy. It didn't even feel like Call of Duty. And this was also the introduction of loot boxes, which is, I don't know, I was just stupid. I played this game so much, and I never had the Bal 27 Inferno or the Obsidian Steed. It was pretty stupid, but whatever. So at number 10, I have Infinite Warfare. This is honestly just the worst Black Ops 3 in my opinion. I played the beta and I just didn't enjoy it. But if you stuck around this long, I just want to thank you for watching, and I'm hopefully going to look back on this day of where I started on YouTube and reminisce and just remind myself we started somewhere. I just truly can't thank you enough if you're watching and if you made it this far. I have so many more nukes to bring. I have literally 15, 20 plus on my PlayStation saved, and just thank you if you're watching it. But alright, peace out, people.
Mission accomplished. Get back to base.
Yeah, I figured it was probably. That's crazy.
Get it. Reptar. Ahora mana que hablo aquí no forget
Assalamu alaikum.
Try to make my loadouts for me. Huh?
Get this shit, brother.
The game's about to start, but do whatever you can. Yeah.
First you
Come
get
on,
it.
playing this map again.